welcome to episode 7 of Hooked on Inkblobs. And today it is very rainy and stormy in Amsterdam, and it was also very rainy and stormy yesterday, so we're having nice autumn weather in June. Yeah, I don't get it either. If this episode looks a bit messy, I apologize. I had some problems with my camera, but actually I had some problems with me putting in the wrong memory cards and not paying attention to whether or not the camera was still recording, because it wasn't. Oops. So that happens a few times. So it might get a little choppy. Sorry. So let's start with the stash shop. I am going to try and show you what I bought. Inkblobs had a sale in May where everything that contained wool had a 35% off tag. So I purchased some yarn from Inkblobs and I got a whole bunch of fable or whatever you want to call it. The brighter colors I want to use for socks, but these fairly muted colors I plan to use for Christmas, the Christmas bunnies and bears or whatnot I want to make. Maybe I can make matching socks with them if I have enough. These colors seemed quite calm and nice. I didn't think this will... It might look cute for a bunny. I don't know. I have to see what my nieces and nephews like color-wise. Oops. I put in the wrong memory card in my camera, so it was full already. Yeah. Anyway, fable. I like fable because it is cheap, and it was very cheap this time because I got that 35% discount, and it's basically reliable. Sometimes they have a knot in the skein, but I don't really care a lot about that because I just undo the knot and weave in the ends and it works. I mean, it's cheap yarn. I don't have very high expectations from it. Anyway, I've listed all the colors on my Ravelry stash page, and because showing them one by one, it's fable. It's not very special. I also got some Drops Delight in various colors. You might be able to see a theme here. It's like, oh, look at all the purple and the rainbowy. Drops Delight is more of a, I guess, a single yarn. It also contains 75% wool and 25% polyamide. Same with the fable. Basically, these are very similar, except this one clearly has 4-ply, I think, and this is just more of a hand spun kind of yarn. And it has a longer print on it. I think it's nice to have these around for, you know, want to whip up some socks for somebody. I have the yarn. I wasn't sure if Nana was doing something, but she wasn't. It's just the wind. If you can hear some weird noise like that's the planes going over my building, because I don't live very close to the airport, but I do live right under a specific route to the airport that the airplanes take when it's especially windy and rainy. They go lower when it's windy and rainy. And that happens right above my flat. So sometimes you can really hear them come down. You can hear the wheels popping out. It can be a bit noisy. Luckily they don't fly between 1 and 5 at night, I think. I also got myself some Drops Flora which is a mixture of 65% wool and 35% alpaca, so it's nice and soft. And I got yellow and 2 kinds of gray, and I actually got 2 yellows. This one, or the other yellow, I will dye a little bit more orange because I finally saw Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, and I have to have that scarf. And these colors seem to match. If I make this one a little bit orange and knit with 2 strands at the same time. See, if you mix these 2 grays, you get a nice variegated gray. If this one is a little bit more orange, you get a nice golden orange. And I have to have that scarf. So, plans for the future. I also got myself some onion sock nettle sock yarn, sorry. And these colors might look familiar because I need matching socks. Duh. Hashtag Puff Bride. I think these will make a nice striped pair of socks, but we'll see. I also got some pink and lime, which I really like. Nice combination. And I don't have it here, but just natural and black. It's not very special. I like the onion nettle yarn. It feels soft and smooth at the same time, and it doesn't feel as coarse, rough as the Fable. So this, so far, is my preferred sock yarn to knit socks with, because I like knitting with it. Let me see. Oh yes, I also had to treat myself because I had to treat myself. I got myself some more rainbow yarn. Ta-da! I really like this color. The gray is fairly light, but I don't mind. I think I can handle that. Yeah, I don't know. I got the label here. It's Rhapsody yarns, and it's a 100% merino DK weight yarn, and it's called monochrome rainbow gray. Obviously gray. And I was smart and I used the cake surface because I got 5 in total, so I got a sweater quantity of this gorgeous yarn. Oh, it's so soft. And I think I want to make a cardigan of it because I don't like to wear jumpers. I like to have things open on the front because if I get too hot, I like to just everything out. I also bought some new needles, but I want to show those after I show my works in progress and my projects, because I want to talk about tools for a little bit. So on to the works in progress. Yeah, that's not a lot. I haven't done anything with my Mind the Afterthought socks, because this is Mind the Gap yarn and Mind the Afterthought sock, because I still have to do the Afterthought everything. And I don't know what color to use because this has so many colors already, and I just don't know. I don't know. So I'll just think about it a little bit more. I also didn't really, well, I got some work done on the rainbow socks, but it was quite hot for a while, so I didn't wear my coat when I went out with the dog. See, this is what I got. It's not that much. Well, it's almost 2 socks, I guess. Yeah, I'm almost at the point where I can stop. It was hot, and this pouch hangs on my coat, and when it's hot I don't wear my coat outside, so when I went to walk the dog I did not bring my knitting. Oh yeah, it happens. And I had to knit socks with the onion nettle sock yarn, so I started the Mercury pattern, toe up. So it probably looks a bit different, but this is what I have so far, and I like the contrasting lime with the pink. So I'm calling these socks Pretty in Pink and Lime, so original. I'll put in a afterthought heel, also in lime. And as you can see, this is the pattern with the toe in a little thingy. I think it looks good. I can basically start the ribbing here. I found out that this is my sock ruler. I found out that if I put a sock in gently and I get to the top of the sock ruler, that's basically the point where I like to start my ribbing. I could go on a little bit more, but I think it's the minimum length of the sock. So this is really useful for me. I like it. And I really like how this yarn knits up, because I hope you can see this, because it looks a little fabricated, I guess. I don't know the word. Because of the wool and nettle mixture, the nettle dyes up differently. So it has a little bit light with a darker color. I like that. It makes it look, I don't know, sturdy. The other sock I want to do in reverse, so lime with a pink toe and heel. I think that will look really pretty, really summery. I like the pattern because it's very lacy and open. So I really want to finish it, but I can't. I can't. Poor body. I broke myself. I also broke some other stuff. Yeah, that's all I'm working on. Something's wrong with me. Something is definitely wrong with me. Because I finished the Riders of Rohan for my sister, and I gave it to her already, so I don't have it to show you. But I made a photo of me, which I'll insert here. And you can see how it looks on me. She was going to send me a photo of it, but it's been quite hot, and she didn't want to wear her wool cardigan when it's hot. I don't know why, but maybe now because it's rainy and stuff. I'll ask her for a photo so I can show you next time how it looks on her. It looked fabulous. I got really jealous. And then I said, yeah, I'm going to make one for myself in purple, and she said, oh yeah, purple is not my favorite color at all. So I guess that means that she does like purple. Oops. I didn't know. I thought brown was the safer choice for that cardigan. And well, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I mixed the way the Harvest cardigan from Tin Can Knits does the edging on the cardigan with the Mama Vertebrae pattern, because I didn't very much enjoy doing all the edging on the Mama Vertebrae. It took a really long time, and it wasn't very pleasant for my arms and hands, so I thought if I could do it at the same time, maybe that will help. I considered steeking it, but then I found out that knitting a row after I'd done the armholes and got to the chest part, basically, I would knit a row in I think 4.5 minutes, and I would purl a row in 5.5 minutes. And I don't really purl, I just knit backwards because it works. and it helps with alternating with my hands, so I don't overuse one hand or one arm too much. And I didn't think that much difference. I thought the difference was so small that I didn't want to add extra stitches and then have to do the whole sticking process afterwards. So I thought that might not take as much time in total, but it was just easier to knit backwards and do it that way. I did finish a pair of socks. Yay me! I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not finishing my socks. I want to finish my socks. So I got them on my sock blockers. This is, sorry, my throat is a bit itchy. Trops Fable Blue Lagoon with the regular blue, dark blue, I think they call it, toes and heel. This is a very simple ribbing pattern, as you can see. I did a knit 4, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, and then knit 4 on the first sock. Then I started the second sock, and I did something different. I did a knit 3, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. And I didn't find out until I got to, I can show you the exact stitch where I found out what I did. It's that one right there. See, this is knit 3, this is knit 4. So when I got to this point, I realized I had a stitch too many. But I wasn't going to take out all of this, so I just kept on doing that and just having that one being knit 4 and the rest being knit 3. Before, I would have taken it out and redone it, or I would have stopped and said, no, these socks are ruined. But they're just socks. It doesn't matter. I can wear them. They fit comfortably. And they keep my feet warm. And nobody's going to notice. Oh, this is a cute one. I decided to test knit some for Christmas. And I made Mario. It's me, Mario. Yeah. It is the Mario the Artistic Rabbit by Jenna Krupar. It's a paid-for pattern on Ravelry. It's a pretty nice pattern. It's the original pattern basically makes you knit everything in one color, but I decided to change it up a bit so he has a sweater and arms and whatnot. I made him with the leftover yarn from my Mama Vertebrae, so the pink, I ran out of pink completely, but I still have some of the others left. And I used safety eyes because I don't want them to fall out, and he's nice and soft and squishy. And I think he looks cute. And I totally messed up the ears. They look different. I think the pattern said to decrease 1 row, then knit 1 row, decrease 1 row, and I just did decrease, decrease, decrease. So, but maybe we can just say that he got attacked by a fox and it bit him in the ear and he lost some of his ear. Poor thing. Poor thing. Yeah, it was a nice and easy knit to do. It did cause some issues with my hands, which resulted in me not knitting a lot the past 2 weeks. I've been having problems with my hands and my arms lately for about 2 weeks now, I guess. Right now I have inflammations in my elbow, which pinches a nerve in my arm, so in the morning I wake up and I cannot feel these 2 fingers, or I cannot feel them, or they tingle, or they hurt. I've been doing things to relieve that problem, and it seems to help, but I cannot knit at the moment, which is annoying. So I'm trying not to knit for like 2 weeks or something. One of the reasons I have this problem is because I use these longer needles with Mario, because I did magic loop stuff. They're long needles. And when I hold them, I do this with my smaller finger and that finger. I really cramp up, and this one doesn't really do much. But this hurts already. So I cannot really knit with long needles like this. And these aren't ridiculously long. They're like 12.5 centimeters, so 5 inches. But holding these, yeah, it doesn't feel nice. It hurts. I don't know why I do that. I try not to do that. And when I try not to do that, I get inflammations in my elbow. So that doesn't really help a lot. However, I have a knitting needle set. I've had this one for a while. I bought it last year, and I can show you. So let's talk tools. I have a Denise to go needle set. It's quite small. This is a small set. I like how it folds up, and see, you can fit this in your pocket. It's so small, you can take it anywhere. So the needles, let me measure them first. These needles, they're 10 centimeters long. They're interchangeables, and they have a very nice system where you just rotate and click. Yeah, they don't come apart while knitting for me. So as you can see, they're 10 centimeters long, and they're still long enough for me to wrap my pinky around and do the cramping up thing. They do have the benefit of being a little bit flexible. So when I push or cramp up, it moves with me and not pushes into my skin, which is nice because then it hurts less. These are made of some sort of plastic, I don't know. They have the sizes stamped into the side of the needle, US sizes. I don't really do US sizes, so I made myself a card and I put the millimeter and the US size there, and on the back I made a cheat sheet for the colors of the cables and how long they are in centimeters and in inches, because the whole set, I bought a few extra cables, but the whole set came with a few cables. I got really long cables and shorter cables, and it's really nice. It fits in here. And what I really love is this crochet hook, which also has a click system on it, which works really well if you have to pick up stitches on the edge of something. So you can just pick them up with the crochet hook, and you attach the cable. Just do that. You just hook on the cable, you pick up the stitches, then you remove the crochet hook, and you put the knitting needle on there. Works like a charm. I love it. It's very clever. So these needles work pretty well for me. They have some drag. Not everybody likes that. But when I work with wool, or especially merino or a silk blend something, I have metal needles and it just slides right off. If I breathe at it wrong, all my stitches fly off the needle. So these are perfect for when you need just a little bit more drag so your stitches don't magically fly off the needle. Oops. I decided to treat myself not only with the yarn, but also with a second set of Denise needles. These pouches, by the way, are made from 100% cotton, so, and sewn in the USA. I think the whole set is made in the USA, if that matters to you. It is the short complete set. So this set only has the smaller sizes. It goes from a US size 5 to a US size 10, which is, let me use my cheat sheet, in millimeters that's a 3.75 to a 6, which is what I use most, I think. But when I bought this set, and I really like the fabric on this one, I got the complete set, which I don't know if the non-short version also contains a crochet hook, but I already had it, so I didn't really care. It comes with all kinds of extras. The other set also had extra stoppers and a connector, which is really tiny. I like that. It doesn't get in the way. It's just not even an inch, I think, maybe an inch. Well, probably exactly an inch, something like 2.5 centimeters. This has my thingy. Where did I? This also came with the cables to use. There is one very short cable, I think, but I don't use that one. As you can see, I have the size 4 millimeter in use, and what I like about this is they have the US size stamped on there, and then on the other side, sorry, on the other side they have the millimeter, so I don't have to have a cheat sheet with this set, so that's nice. This one goes from a US 5 3.75 millimeter to a US 15 10 millimeters. They're very tiny fat needles. I don't know if I'll use the bigger ones, but I thought, let's get the complete set. And as you can see, with this set, the needles are so short that basically my pinky doesn't get to the needle. And if I hook on the cable, and again, this is very easy, you just slip it in, rotate it, and it clicks. It's really stuck. So if I put the cable on, I can get to the cable, but I don't really have any grip on the cable with my pinky. So these work quite well. I haven't knit with them a lot because I got them right around the time when my elbows and my fingers really started to hurt. So I didn't want to use them and then have more pain. I want to use them when I know I don't have any remaining issues, so I can use them fully and not desperately. I don't know how to explain that. I'd rather wait before I use them. I really like the set because it also rolls up nicely. Right. See, it says made in the USA, 100% cotton. I don't remember exactly how much I paid for this set. I think it was around 35, either dollars or euros. They're close, so it doesn't really matter that much to me because it was on sale at the time. Normally the set is, I think, $50, which I admit is a lot of money. $79.95 for this set, US dollars. $5 goes to breast cancer research, and because we have this breast cancer gene in the family, I care about that. If you don't, the other versions go for $74.95, so $75. One of the reasons why I don't knit socks on magic loop 2 at a time anymore is because of the cramping up of my fingers. It gets really uncomfortable really fast, and when I use my Adi 20 centimeter very short needles, I have this and I hold them with 3 fingers, and the pinky just doesn't do anything. It just hangs out. So I can quite easily, I can show you that, knit like this. And the pinky doesn't do anything. It's weird doing it like this, but for me it's actually quite comfortable to knit with these short needles, and I don't know many other people who like that. But that's okay, because we all like different things, obviously. I care about having good tools for my hands because I don't want to ruin my hands any more than I already have, because I probably have already, I don't know. For crochet, I tend to use these Clover Soft Touch hooks. I have a lot of them. Well, a lot, I don't know, I have a decent collection of crochet hooks that I collected over 15 years, so I did not buy these last week because every one of them costs money. And sometimes I see long time knitters or crocheters tell new crocheters, new knitters, oh, just get the cheapest one you can get and see if you like it. But if the tool you use makes you not like it, then that sounds a little bit sad to me, because you might like it if you have the right tool. So I don't really know how to find the right tool for yourself. Maybe try out some from people you know. Maybe you can borrow a crochet hook or borrow a knitting needle set, or just go to a store. Some local yarn shops will let you try out the tools. If they have a knitting night, you can go there and see if it works for you. Yeah, but really get the tool that works for you. Because for me, I do have these kinds of crochet hooks, and I can work with them for a little bit, but they get uncomfortable pretty quickly. So I tend to use those for the times where I need to pick up stitches. And for a long time crochet, I use these. And these are very, very comfortable for me. But I've also tried some that didn't work, and they were, I don't know. I don't really care what type they were exactly, but they were ergonomic hooks, special hooks for people with arthritis in their hands, which I have, but they did not work for me. So I tried them, it didn't work, and I passed them on to someone else who actually likes them. So it matters what tools you use for you. And just because somebody else has tools, certain tools, doesn't mean you have to use them too, or that there's something wrong with you if you cannot work with them. We all have different bodies and different things and different annoyances. Maybe you don't like the feel of metal, or maybe you don't like the feel of wood. Maybe you don't want to use plastic. There are all kinds of options, and luckily there are a lot of different kinds of tools out there. And we have an expression here that is something like good tools do half the work. So if you get bad tools, then they won't do half the work. You have to do more than half the work. I think it basically comes down to, if you have a good tool, then you need to do less work yourself. So yeah, get the right tool for you. And if that means that you get cheap tools, great for you. More yarn for you, I guess. But if you have to spend a little more on good tools for you, it's okay. It's your life. It's your knitting, and it's something that you should enjoy. And if other people say, "Oh, you just spend too much on your needles," don't listen to them. Whatever makes you want to knit more or crochet more, get it for you. You deserve it. Okay, so I haven't really done much knitting and not much finishing, plenty buying, but I hope things get a little better in a couple of weeks so I can do some more knitting, because I want to cast on the Desolation of Smog, which I haven't done because I didn't want to cast it on and then leave it, because if I cast it on, I also want to knit on it, and I feel very, very frustrated that I cannot knit, because I already do feel frustrated that I cannot knit. And I also want to cast on the purple cardigan for myself, like the one I made for my sister. I want to basically make the exact same one, but then in purple. And I originally didn't want to also enter that in the There and Back Again cowl from Emily, but then I thought that a cool name would be The Return of the Riders of Rohan, and now I kind of have to enter it if I actually finish it. So I have until August, so it's 2 months. I hope my problems resolve in 2 weeks and not 2 months, so I should be able to do that, and maybe not knit as fanatically as I did with the other one, but I wanted to have it finished before I saw my sister when we went away for a weekend with the whole family, which was fun. I saw all my nieces and nephews. Yep, that was cool. Can you hear the wind? Do you hear the creaking? Stuff has been blowing off my balcony. It's really weird. Never does. It just goes around on the balcony, but now it just tries to fly off. I had to get things inside so they wouldn't fly away. Never happens. Well, obviously it does happen. I do hope it calms down soon, because I don't like storm. Send me good vibes for my elbows. Never thought I'd say that. And well, happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy making, and see you next time. Bye bye.